If you have pain over the thumb side of the wrist that gets worse when you're lifting or using the thumb, there's a good chance you've got something that we call the Quervain's disease. This is a condition where the tendons that attach to your thumb become irritated and inflamed to a point it starts causing pain in that area. In this video, I'm going to show you my top 2 exercises to help give you some relief from this condition. Let's begin. Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Hume. I'm a chiropractor currently based in Didcot, and in this video we're going to be looking at a condition that is called the Quervain's disease. As I mentioned, this is essentially when you get injury to the tendon that goes to your thumb that causes pain when you lift the thumb or use the wrist. It is often caused by repetitive actions or repetitive use of that tendon, such as using a hammer for a long period of time. In essence, it's basically when you get increased load to the tendon to the point that it causes injury to that tendon. Now, one of the common things that can cause or just precipitate this type of issue is an increase of your flexor tone in your upper limb. This is something that I explained in more detail in my previous video on tennis elbow that you can see here. But essentially, it's when you get increased tone of your pec muscles, your biceps, and your wrist and finger flexors. And as you increase the flexion of those muscles, you then increase the length of your extensor tendons, and one of them is the one that's involved with this condition that goes to your thumb, and that then causes a stretch of that tendon. If you sustain that over a long period of time, that causes more injury to the tendon. If you add that to the repetitive actions that you may have been doing, then you end up then with an injury over that tendon. So what we need to do to get rid of the pain is to decrease the tension of your flexor muscles, as well as get the tendon moving and decrease the inflammation. So in this video, I'm going to show you my top 2 exercises to be able to do this. The number 1 exercise that we're going to start with is going to be a mobility exercise for your tendons. Now, these tendons go from your thumb, and as they travel over your wrist, they go through a tendon ring. So the tendons are essentially going through the ring, and as they get traumatized, you can develop inflammation within this ring. And then you can start to get adhesions and restrictions within the area that then make the problem worse. So what we need to do is decrease the inflammation in that area and then mobilize the area in a very gentle way, and ideally in a pain-free way. So the way we can do this is to grab an ice pack. The best one is to get something like a bag of peas, just because it can kind of mold around your wrist. Put it on top of your wrist, just over this portion here. So the thumb side of your wrist, you just lay it over that area. And then what you're going to do is get your other hand and grab the affected thumb. And you're also not just going to grab the end of it, but you're going to grab the entire thing, even the bone that goes pretty much to the wrist. So you can grab as much of it as you can, but fairly loosely. So you don't want to put yourself in pain while you do this. Then with the bag of peas sitting on your wrist, you're going to very gently just mobilize it. So you're going to move it downwards and then upwards. And what you can do is find the range of motion that you can do that doesn't cause too much pain. Ideally, a range of motion that doesn't cause any pain. And so it might be that you start off in neutral here and you can only move just very slightly. If that's the case, then you start there and then work your way upwards until a point where you can move it fully. If you were to do the full motion, particularly the down motion, when it's really acute, it's likely it's going to cause some pain. So start slow with this one. I would do this for about 30 seconds and do 3 sets of that. So give yourself some rest in between, and a couple of times a day will be fine for this one, but monitor how you feel with it. There might be a certain amount that your body allows you to do that doesn't cause too much pain or aggravation. So it's getting the balance of increasing mobility and getting function in the area whilst not aggravating it too much. Now, the second exercise is going to be one to help decrease the flexor tone of your upper limb. So the best way of doing this one, you're going to put your hand on the table with your fingers pointing back towards you, and then you're going to take hold of your elbow and you're going to extend the elbow, so you're stretching your finger and wrist flexors as well as your biceps. And then you can use your hand just to rock the elbow out of extension and back into extension, so you get a dynamic form of that stretch. The idea here is as we start to decrease the flexor tone at the front, then it's going to help stop the stretch of the tendons of your extensors, and one of them is the one that goes to your thumb. Any other stretches to your flexors can be quite useful. You can also do a pec stretch where you've got your fingers against the door and you're just stretching the whole of that upper arm. This is a similar exercise that we went through when I went through tennis elbow. Now, these exercises should help. However, the gold standard is to go see a chiropractor just so that they can firstly diagnose, make sure that the issue is de Quervain's, and then also find out what is causing the de Quervain's, what is causing the problem, why is it not healing. It might be the case for you that you haven't yet stopped that repetitive action that is causing the problem. For example, if it was the hammer action and you're still continuing to do that hammering action and you're not giving that a rest, then it will just keep getting worse or not get better until you take the cause away, i.e. the trauma of the hammer. Now, if you've done that and it's not getting any better, the likelihood is that there's something that's stopping it from getting better. And that's where a chiropractor can help you to identify the joints and the muscles and the mechanics of the area that are causing the issue and to then correct them to allow those tendons to heal again. These exercises should help though, but if you're not getting any improvements with these exercises, then I would certainly consider to go see someone like a chiropractor. I would suggest to do that anyway, because you always want to make sure you get the best results possible, also to ensure that this issue doesn't come back again. If you have any questions about this condition, then feel free to put them in the comments below this video. I'll be happy to try and answer them for you. If you are enjoying this type of content and want to see more videos like this, then please do subscribe and also put your suggestions of further videos you want me to do that I haven't done yet in the comments below. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day and I'll see you on my next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.